It's been a long time. KOBBIE Mainoo is finally back in the squad, starting against Everton. The game is just about to kick off, but this KOBBIE Mainoo talk is beyond just this game. We've been waiting for this boy. We've been hoping and praying that each game that passes, ever since he returned to training, we're hoping he starts. Everyone can say under test that this boy is the future of the Man United midfield, and this is the time for us to see him. He's only making 19, barely 19, but he is such a game. Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb. Have you subscribed? Guys, KOBBIE Mainoo, who has been nursing an injury, got injured in preseason against Real Madrid. Barely 3 minutes. We're excited. We woke up so early in the morning to watch that game in the United States, because that time zone is different. It was like 3 a.m. We are up watching KOBBIE, and he gets injured. So many months he's out. He returns. We reintroduce him, playing with the under-19s, goes to the national team, captains the national under-19 team. He's a leader. We are talking about a leader in the middle. We've for a long time lacked a leader in the middle. Now this boy is young, obviously the youngest of all we'll be having on the pitch, but he is not one for today. He's one for the future. Mainoo is the player who will be sending Casemiro to Saudi Arabia. We've been undecided on whether you want to sell Casemiro or not. I'll tell you now that Mainoo is back and playing. If he stays fit, which I think is going to happen, he has got enough preparation. He has got minutes in the game, on the pitch, so he's ready. For me, he's right. He's physical. I don't expect him to be injured again so easily. Certainly it is going to be an interesting day, because the squad looks exciting. Here it is, in between the sticks, of course, is Andrew Onana. We were worried that Onana could have been injured on international duty. He's fully fit and starting in between the sticks. Remember, he was, as we went into our international break, he was one of the best, most improved players at United, together with Harry Maguire. He has made, I think, the most saves in a couple of games in the Premier League. He has been busy, but he has been improving with a poor work backline, inconsistent. Now him and Maguire are looking impressed. Of course, the two are starting. Lindelof will be starting alongside Maguire. On the right hand side of the central defense, Luke Shaw coming in as left back, starting, balancing the defense. Returns Luke Shaw in the back line, but Wan-Bissaka is out. Of course, injuries keeps disappointing us, but also maybe the boss was not so impressed with Wan-Bissaka, and Dalot, who is a work hardy, perhaps did perform better in training, but won't dwell so much on those. And then, most importantly, KOBBIE Mainoo coming in to boss the back line, to protect the back line. For me, that's so important. This has been the problem. The reason I've been saying that why United has been struggling, we have fallen way so off what we were last season, is because the holding midfield position was not catered for well. Our player who was doing that so well in Casemiro has not been playing. Even when he's fit, he's not at the level he was at when he arrived, and you understand it. So, excuse me, when he's playing well, when the holding midfielder is playing well, the rest of the players will be comfortable, will be confident. They won't worry about tracking back. They will concentrate on doing their roles. So trust me, the arrival of Luke Shaw solidifies the backline. KOBBIE Mainoo there played together with Scott McTominay. I've been praying that we have at least two holding players in the middle to slow down the traffic in the middle. We've been going through a lot of traffic, even by small teams, subjecting us to a lot of traffic with small cars, Vitz and what, not Ferraris. But Everton may not be having Ferraris, but they have got decent Mercedes-Benzes that if we do not park the middle, traffic will be too much on us. So Erik ten Hag gets KOBBIE Mainoo there, puts a Scott McTominay. I'm hoping that Scott McTominay will be expected to support a little more defensively than attacking. Let Bruno Fernandes, who has started now, behind Anthony Martial leading the line, and of course Martial sandwiched by Garnacho on the left, and Marcus Rashford moving from the left to the right. Again, things we'd love to see. I'd love to see this. I never wanted to see Martial playing as the false nine. I'd love to see him better coming off the right. So let's see. But I hope that now the execution is not restricted. I expect to see, and I think Erik ten Hag is in the habit of restricting players. I expect that the fact that he has got Garnacho, Martial, and Marcus Rashford, who can play in all those three upfront positions, ably, let them keep interswitching between each other, confuse the defense of Everton, and that way we will be creating spaces for Bruno to shoot, because now Bruno, who loves to cover many yards, is going to be concentrating on attack. Why? Because Mainoo is shielding the back. Fam, this is going to be an exciting game of football. Are you excited? The future of United is beginning to be seen. Imagine if you've got this Kobbie Mainoo boy, and I'm excited even before seeing him play and how he's going to perform, but I've got no doubt in his abilities. I've seen him. You don't need so many minutes of us to say good player. This player can solve a quarter or more than a quarter of our problems, because the biggest problems United has had lately is us being weak in the middle. And football matches are bossed in the midfield. They are won in the midfield. So I love to see this. You can let me know your expectation of Maino going forward, and is this the right partnership? Of course, some people could have felt perhaps Amrabat could have been starting ahead of Scott McTominay, but I don't think there is reason for us to insist on that, because I think Scott McTominay has delivered more than Amrabat in the past, in the same number of games they could have played, this season. Get 5 games or 10 or whatever they have played, who has performed better? Scott has got some goals in there. So in terms of that, I cannot dwell on that. For me, the focus is on what Kobbie brings to this team and how much balance we should expect now in the middle, and how it's going to be a difficult day for the Toffees. In as much as they are psyched up, they are motivated, they'll obviously be pushing and puffing, because they are trying to fight for dear life. They are just a place of relegation because they were docked 10 points. Their appeal won't be heard in months, so they have got to fight now, because they still have a chance not to survive relegation, even if they are docked 10 points. So we may not be the best player, the best team rather, to start with, because one, we've beaten them many times. If we beat them again, it will be the 4th time we're beating them, and it will be the worst record a club has against a singular club. The worst beating you get from the same opponent. Not a good record to have on a team like Everton. So for us, I think for me, this is motivation. The fans should be happier, and the return of these players coinciding with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, I feel like then even the new team he brings in will make the right decisions based on the players that are available. It's difficult to make decisions on players who are not fit, because they have got to make decisions on what's going to happen in the next window. Are we selling? Are we buying? Who are we selling? Who are we buying? And stuff like that. So I feel like the arrival of Luke Shaw, the return of Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo, very soon Lisandro Martinez will be returning. I feel like Eric Ten Hag will now have less excuses, because I think most of his players will be fit. He won't not complain about patterns. I expect to see improved patterns in this, mostly balanced, because I don't think they have trained a lot together as this, but there will be an improvement for me in the way we play, because we've got skill, stability, technical players in there. The game is going to look different. I feel like this is going to look a little more like a Manchester United game, where each player knows their responsibility and their obligations and their expectations from the rest of the team. There will be more centralized work. Before, we've been playing survival football when there was no centralized responsibilities, decentralized responsibilities, if I would call it that. Every player is trying to do something. Everyone has to track back and cover. Yes, all players have got to track back, but in an order, not just tracking back because someone is not running enough or someone is being lazy. You track back in a system, in order, because the most successful managers today train players on what to do. Most important, players know what to do with the ball. What do they do when they don't have the ball is important, because when you don't have the ball is when you're more susceptible to concede. So I feel like this is a squad now that can give us more balance even without the ball. There's a lot of improvement. I feel like this could be, besides, of course, Rasmus Hojlund not being there, on a good day, all players fit. This team, I would only pull out Lindelof for Lisandro Martinez. Maguire pulls to the right if he's on form like he is now. Wan-Bissaka for Dalot. Then up front, Rasmus Hojlund comes in for Anthony Martial. So what else? That's our starting squad on a good day. So I think we are looking like we are returning. My prediction of this game is United will win it easily. At the very worst, 2 goals, maybe to 1. But we are winning this game at Merseyside. Let me know what you think. Hot Sport, subscribe. My name is Webb. Well, it's been a long time. Maino back.